As we are all aware, the entire country has been very much concerned about the influx of excavators in the country. And as part of government's initiatives to regulate the importation of excavators and also to ensure that we have enough space within our ports to do business, we have been compelled to make this happen by moving these excavators into the military installations for safekeeping and to create the adequate space to ensure that the port continues to run effectively to satisfy all of us as a people. Currently, we have the excavators evacuated to the 1st Infantry Battalion at Michel Camp, the 48th Engineer Regiment at Teshi, the 49th Engineer Regiment at Tema Camp, 5th Infantry Battalion at Bema Camp, and the Ghana Army Recruit Training School at Shire Hills. Currently, we have an approximate number of 622 excavators which have been evacuated into the barracks. The exercise is still ongoing, and the numbers will definitely go up within a few days to ensure that we have been able to send as many as possible to the military installations. We assess several things or several factors to make sure that we do things that do not inconvenience the general public. And as we are all aware, the port is operating a 24-hour policy as government has directed, so the port runs almost all the time. And we also saw that it is in the night that we will not inconvenience road users by evacuating the excavators. So moving the excavators at night is rather to ensure that we have smooth passage and we do not obstruct traffic or affect the normal flow of traffic during the daytime. The exercise commenced on 20th of August, and it's a joint team made up of the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ministry of Transport, the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, as well as the National Security. All these stakeholders are involved in ensuring the smooth evacuation of the excavators into the military installation. We started on 20th of August. Yes, that's when the first evacuation commenced. The evacuation does not restrict the clearance process for legitimate excavators from the port. When one receives the permit to import and to clear excavator from the Ministry of Transport, the person proceeds to the port and the customs processes will be followed as usual or as normal as we have it within the port processes. That individual will be required to additionally register the excavator with a DVLA and get a Minerals Commission tracker affixed on it before the excavator would exit the port. This is the simple process one has to go through, and then afterwards, if your excavator is within any military installation, it will be communicated and you will go and pick it up from that installation when all those processes have been duly satisfied. All the evacuated excavators are brand new imported excavators. It is now up to the consignees to prove to the state that they have met all the requirements before they can clear them from the port. And if one does not have the permit before importing the excavator, then that excavator will be confiscated to the state and it cannot be cleared from the port. The military installation is one of the safest places you can ever think of having these excavators kept. We all know how secure the barracks is. We also all know how disciplined the military is when it comes to keeping some items like these. So it is the best place to keep them for now. Aside from the safety aspect of keeping them within the military installations, I also want to add that most important within this whole exercise is to ensure that we decongest the port, because excavators are not containers that you can stack on each other. It creates a lot of inconvenience when you have them in the port, and containerized cargo cannot have the needed space for port business to go on as we expect. All port charges related to clearing of excavators remain the same. However, the cost of transporting the excavator will now be a cost that will be borne by the consignee who imported the excavator. So far, the evacuation has been very successful. It's been very smooth without hitches, and we anticipate that it will continue like that until we have been able to evacuate everything from the port. We don't envisage any challenges coming up from that, and we want to let road users know that they will continue to see us at night, because that is when we have the free flow of our traffic without hindering their normal activities on the roads. All things being equal, we anticipate to complete this work by the end of this month, or if there are any hitches by way of the transporters we are using to evacuate, then it will not exceed the middle of next month. We want the general public to continuously be partners with what is in the collective interests of the state. We want road users in particular to collaborate with us when they see our escorts clearing certain portions of the road to facilitate the movement of these excavators. So far, we've not recorded any road traffic accident, and we don't envisage that anything of the sort should happen. And it's because of the time we do our evacuations, and it's also because of the manner in which we have received that collaboration from the general public. We expect the general public to continuously support us in that direction. We also want the general public to be alert and let us know when they see any movement that they have doubts about. It is always good to come to us and clarify. If there are such movements that we don't know about, we'll let you know. And if we have to also be supportive to ensure that nobody does anything untoward, we will do same. So our doors are always open. By the end of the exercise, we are anticipating to evacuate a total number of approximately 1,100 excavators into the military installations. However, let me hasten to add that the excavators we see in the port are not all meant for Ghana. Our port is also the port for transit goods going into Burkina Faso, sometimes La Côte d'Ivoire, Niger, and Mali. So some of the excavators will be on transit to these countries, and those excavators will not be evacuated to the military installations. They will be cleared through the normal transit processes, and they will be seen exiting the port to their various locations. This is an exercise which we released a public notice on as far back as August. It is not an exercise that has been done in secrecy. It is not an exercise that has been done by a single agency. It is not an exercise that has been done by a private entity. This is a national assignment for our collective good. And at the end of the day, I believe that we will all appreciate where we have gotten to. It's an exercise that is not only GPHA spearheading. It's an exercise that is aimed at ensuring that we have our excavators properly accounted for. It's an exercise that is aimed at ensuring that we can locate the excavators wherever they have been designated to go to. And it's an exercise that is supposed to ensure that we have all been able to do something about illegal mining, which we are all concerned about.